Hello, everybody. I just wanted to check in with all of you this evening, so I'll try to make this announcement somewhat brief. Um, so, first of all, I just want to welcome you all to the class, and I want you all to be very comfortable with communicating with me and realizing that I'm here to help you get a quality education, and that you don't need to feel embarrassed or um, timid about any kind of question about anything in this class. So first of all, my own background, um, I barely graduated high school. I went to a continuation high school for a portion of my high school life through the home study program to catch up because I had a lot of distractions in my life at the time, and then I went back to school later when my daughter was born, and so for me, uh, college is almost like therapy. Learning about history means a lot to me because I think that events are important. It's not in a contest to play trivia and see how smart one can be and having remembered uh, uh, some obscure, you know, set of facts, which is impressive as well, and I don't have a problem with anybody doing that. I'm simply saying, my approach to history, you're going to see, is about in trying to understand the world we live in, trying to understand it from different perspectives, and especially as the world becomes more polarized, the country becomes more polarized, and all the politics that you see. I'm exposing you to a wide range of things in a way that is beyond just a TikTok discussion. But I'm not necessarily getting involved in the whole debate about TikTok now because now that's a thing too. Like everything's a thing. But okay, so really quick. Having said that, look at the examples I have on the announcement on the video notes. You know, uh, just make sure you're watching every video on the module. So you look on the module. So by the way, again, I want you to say you look on the module and you'll see week one, and there's the course objectives, and you'll see what you do each week. So this gives you a heads up. You can use the syllabus, but I recommend the syllabus being the general idea of what to expect. Because I mentioned in the syllabus that I will change things occasionally. I'll give you a chance to know, but you'll have ample time to know any changes within the weekly work objectives. I'll never throw you off course. I'll never do something like that to you. You'll always have a heads up on things. But the syllabus gives you a chance. Now, there's notes about this class in the syllabus. And that's what I'm referring to in the first discussion that you need to look over, okay? So if you look on the modules, again, your list of options, you'll see that there's the syllabus and that you can look at that and that there's things to know about this class that in the syllabus section, okay? Take a look at that. Make sure there you see that that's the links for the textbook and the Howard Zen book is there, and often I will have them in the readings link. So then the readings link shows you what you should be reading each week. And then you have the assignments. And the assignments are all going to revolve around the videos that are beneath all of the assignments. And you'll see a list, okay? And again, I want to remind you, I used a different textbook at the time. I made these videos a long time ago. Some of the things that I say about modern times are outdated by a decade, almost. But I feel like it actually, from a historical point of view, as I've been looking at my videos, it still works. Everything still works for this class. It's just, I will talk about, this chapter from the Visions textbook, and I might talk about some politicians and things going on back then, and now we have more information or more topics about those particular politicians. It doesn't really affect the way that you're going to learn the content. And so I'm keeping the textbook for the online textbook should align with the content that we have in the videos. So that should help out with that as well. So If there's any questions about that, let me know. For the Sunday papers, so keep this in mind. And this is where you might want to talk to a teacher or a counselor or somebody if you're having a challenge writing. That is everyone's biggest challenge. And I grade a lot of papers, and I grade for some classes that are in a similar situation in Texas. So I have an idea about what, from different parts of the country, how everybody is doing with writing. And it's a challenge for everyone. It's been my greatest challenge. So what I'm mainly looking for is content. I want to be able to understand what I'm reading. I'm not grading it based on how well it executes English grammatically, but you do have a spell checker and a grammar checker, I think, on some of your programs. That should help you out a little bit. But I'm really looking for that you're focusing on the content that I'm asking you to look at. Now, the citations is the part that gets a lot of students the most confused, okay? Look, if I ask you to tell me something about, let's say, the Modoc War, and you're writing something about the Modoc War, not a direct quote, but you write me something that talks about the Modoc War that you got from the documentary, okay? The citation is just you saying at the end of what you wrote that information that you gave came from the documentary, and you have parentheses. I show an example of what it should look like, and you could say Modoc War documentary. That's all you need to do for my class, okay? If you refer to the book of something after you're done, if that's where you got the information for, or from a video, you could say video 2 is where you got that information from. And a direct quote is very straightforward. Of course, if you have a direct quote right afterwards, in parentheses, you're going to have the citation. Now, I'm not having you do a specific type of citation because there are so many different types. If you are go to a university and you're a history major, you have to do Chicago style. When I was attending Modesto Junior College as a student myself for many years, I took quite a long time to get out of there. I never once even knew what Chicago style was. We were using MLA. And you're going to use something different if you're a psych major. So look, I'm just wanting you to get in the habit that you have to cite sources. This is huge in college, okay? So instead of focusing on how precisely you're doing it, I want to see that it's done, and there's no compromise on this. You have to do it. So you can't rely on AI. It's not going to help you. You really have to read the content and put it out there and put it in your own words. And lastly, you're going to have dates. I need to know the time period I'm working with, not the date that you sent it, okay? But give me an idea of the time. And lastly, you have to always just use the information from what we cover in class in the modules. If I put a Wikipedia there, then you could do it. But if there's no Wikipedia, if there's no, you can't give me a paper with good citations and it's not using the sources that we used. That's all you can use for these papers, okay? I'm trying to get you to focus on the information that we're covering and utilizing different skills and how you're going to articulate what you're learning. So the discussions, the video notes, and the essays, these are all simply focused on what we're covering in class. And so hopefully that's helpful. I'm going to end it here. It's already getting close to 10 minutes into this announcement. And I will be really doing my best to be available to answer as many questions as possible. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And so good luck with the start of this week, and we'll be in touch.